Kevin Cantrell here with the Yard Hydrant Made Easy. Today I'm going to be doing an instructional video for our new Yard Hydrant Made Easy model DIY kit. The do-it-yourself kit comes with all the components that you need to make your own Yard Hydrant Made Easy. You will provide the pipe and do all the assembly. So our products you can check out on our website at yardhydrantmadeeasy.com, other videos, information on our patented design. But as far as this video is concerned, we'll just get started now. So as far as the assembly of your Yard Hydrant Made Easy do-it-yourself kit, you're providing a piece of 4-inch PVC pipe, whether it's cell core or solid pipe. They're both very rigid in a vertical position. The deeper you go, maybe you might want to go ahead and be a little more rigid with the solid pipe. But in my case here, our water supply is 36 inches deep. That is the first thing that you need to determine, is the depth of your water supply. So I've got a 36-inch depth. You will allow 6 inches at the bottom for the drainage portion of the Yard Hydrant Made Easy. And on mine, I'm allowing 6 inches on the top to stick out of the ground. That can vary. You at the very least want the very top of the cap out of the ground. You can be more than that. You just don't want to obstruct the operation of your hydrant. So I have a 4-foot piece, 3 foot for the bury, 6 inches on each end. So the first thing you'll do is you will mark at 6 inches on your pipe. You will take our provided hole saw and you will drill a hole at that 6-inch point for your brass adapter. Once you've done that, of course, you've cut your pipe, you've drilled your hole, the pipe's got a lot of debris in it. So at our shop, we use an air compressor out in the field when you're working on your tailgate, in this case on a table. I shoved a piece of a wad of paper towel in the end and just shoved it through with my hydrant riser and got all the debris out. So that would be your first step. You don't want to assemble it with debris in it. You're going to take that brass adapter into its two pieces. The top portion we'll work on in a minute. The bottom portion has the big nut on it. So you're going to take that nut off. Take the contoured brass washer off. It has two black gaskets. You're going to take the first one off. Now, this brass adapter is flat on one side and round contoured on the other. The flat part goes toward the top. So in this video, of course, the bottom that I'm referring to is the part that has a hole. It's where you'll be connecting your water supply. The top comes out above grade. So the flat portion, again, toward the top, you bring it up through the hole that you drilled. You will take the gasket. It has a flat side, and that flat side will go down against the pipe. Then you will take the brass contoured washer, put it on, and you will take the nut. Now the nut has a very smooth side and it has a rougher forward side. Put the smooth side down, less friction when you go to tighten it. So that, at this stage, you're just going to loosely tighten that. Then you're going to take the other portion of that brass fitting and you are going to screw it in to the bottom of your yard hydrant that you're providing. Now at this stage, if you did buy a 303 kit, it would have come with a dual check valve, and that's where this dual check valve would go, between the brass adapter and the bottom of your hydrant. Of course, you have to orient it in the proper direction, but that's where it would go. So at this stage, I'm going to tighten this in, but not over tighten it. And the reason for that is most people want their hydrant oriented a certain direction. They're up against a shed, they're maybe against a fence, their garden, whatever. And once it's installed, they want it oriented a certain way. The handle to open a certain direction, the hose connect on a certain side. So I don't over tighten that. That way in the very end, once this is all assembled, I can take a hold of the top of this hydrant with the top cap loose, and I can tighten it to the orientation that I would like. So having said all that, the next step, which I have already removed the stainless steel bolts out of the top cap, you take that top cap assembly loose, and you will take the PVC adapter and you will glue it onto your riser. Now, for the purpose of this video, I'm not gluing it on, but once you know the height that you want it sticking out of the ground, you can go ahead and glue that on. Now, it's very important at this stage, before we tighten this fitting, that we keep it in alignment. And to do that, we utilize the hydrant. So we will put the hydrant in, we will align the bottom and slide it together. Now you heard that where it hit bottom, so you know that it slid together properly. Now, the purpose of this is to hold us all true for that bottom fitting to be true to pointing up, everything in alignment. So I will take half of my cap at this stage, I will put it in position, and I will put my hydrant on that. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put a bolt in so it doesn't jump around on me. Just one bolt. That way that won't come apart. So, I know now that this is all in alignment. It's important that it's in alignment when you tighten this. It's important that you leave your hydrant in when you backfill, when the ground's settling, so everything stays in alignment. So I'm ready to tighten this nut. I'm going to tighten it till it's fairly tight. You don't have to over tighten it. That pulls the two gaskets together against the PVC, and that keeps that from moving around. Obviously, it's got to be tight enough that when you tighten your fitting in, this is a 1-inch female pipe thread. You're going to, if you've run a 3/4 inch line, you'll adapt to it. If it's a 1-inch line, you've got a 1-inch female thread here, and you'll screw into that. So you want that fairly tight, but it doesn't hold water there. It just holds that in position. So I've got my hydrant in. I've got this tightened up. The next step is the drainage portion. So the drainage portion, it comes with a mesh and 2 grates. Now, the difference between the 2 grates, they're pretty much identical. One has a flange and one is smooth all across. The smooth one goes in first. Now, it's important, this smooth one has a flat side where the grate is, and it's contoured on the other side. You want that contour to go in first. It will slide up and hit the bottom of this brass fitting. If you put it in the other way, it can push the 2 fittings apart. So you want to be sure and put it in with this contour facing the top. Now you may need to take a knife and smooth any burr off of your PVC pipe, but you can tap this in. Till it stops. I felt it stop against that brass fitting. The next step is you take your mesh. The point of the mesh is to keep any subsurface water, any debris in that water from getting up in this portion of the yard hydrant made easy. You've put rock around it. When your water table's high, that water will come up into this column. That's just to keep any bigger debris from getting up in there. So then you're going to take this flanged grate and you will put it in the bottom. Tap it in. So I have a ready to install yard hydrant made easy. You'll connect your water supply, always turn the water on, test for leaks. You'll have your hydrant in position. You can actually open and close your hydrant without the cap even being on. So the last step, once you have all the leaks checked for, you've got it in the position that you want it, you have oriented it to the direction that you would like to have it oriented, you will install a clamp. So we provide a stainless steel clamp in with the instruction manual. I actually took it out already and have it on here. This is just a stainless steel clamp. With the hydrant in position, it's all the way down, it's where it needs to be setting. I will slide this clamp down to where it is even with the top of this adapter. I will stick my nut driver through one of the holes and I will reach through there and I'll tighten that clamp so it is even with the top of this adapter. That way, you will never be able to pull your hydrant out, which is a very rare occurrence to start with, but with this clamp, you can't pull it out. So at this point, you'd put your cap back together, put your 2 stainless steel bolts in. You are set to do your final test out on your yard hydrant made easy do-it-yourself kit. Thank you very much.